Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this week's video. If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I'm a freelancer in Cornwall, and if you're not new here, then welcome back. I hope you're all well and having a lovely week so far. Today is Thursday and I've just pulled up to Fowey, which is, for anyone who doesn't know, just a little town in Cornwall by the sea. It's so beautiful, and I have a client here who has 3 beautiful holiday homes, and basically I'm well overdue a visit because I create content for them for social media. But to be honest, for the past 2 months the weather has just been awful, especially here in Cornwall. We've had storms, we've had floods, we've had heavy rains, and it's just been really difficult to get down here because a lot of the content that I want to create is to really entice people to come to Cornwall. Now in November I did come down and we did a shoot for like winter vibes, so we did like cozy vibes and we got shots of like the rain and hot chocolates and things like that. So I feel like I've kind of got that stuff down, and today I was really hoping to at least have a bit of dry weather to get out on some coastal walks to show some of the walks around the area. But let me show you what I'm working with at the moment. It's pouring with rain. We're actually in the middle of the week, so it's Thursday today, but I thought this would be a nice place to start the vlog. You haven't really missed much, to be honest. My friend came to stay with me on Monday night and we had a nice chilled evening in and a good catch up, and then it was pancake day on Tuesday, so we made some banana pancakes. That was really nice. But honestly, other than that, I've just been working on my desk and getting things done, so it's not been that exciting. But this side of the week is a bit more exciting, so I thought I'd pick the camera up today and start the weekly vlog. So yeah, thank you for joining me over here today, and I hope you enjoyed this week's vlog. Let's go shoot some content and hopefully the weather will pick up. I mean, we do have some blue skies. That's grey skies, but there's some blue skies. I have a bit of hope. Just arrived at the first apartment, as if wishful thinking, me wearing sunglasses on my head, as it absolutely just poured it down. Where are the lights in here? Here. I'll show you guys what we're working with today. Got this gorgeous kitchen, and then we've got this really cute little living area. It's honestly so meticulously designed. I have not been in a holiday apartment Airbnb like this ever in my life. Every single detail is so meticulous. That's what I love about shooting here. Yeah, it's just, hey, so pretty. I'm actually so out of breath from walking up that hill. It's actually embarrassing. And then yeah, let me show you the little bathroom. So this one sleeps too. Why do I feel like I'm an estate agent? This is my audition for Selling Sunset season 10. Yeah, it's really nice in here. I should probably not be wearing my shoes in here, but yeah, so pretty. Got some, I think I'm gonna do a little like bubble bath shot. But yeah, this is the space we're working with. Oh, I'll just show you the bedroom as well. So that's through here. And this is just as stunning as the rest of the property. So nice. Imagine staying here. You're literally right in the town centre as well, but tucked up a little side street that cars can't come up. So I'll show you, you can see the estuary through the blinds there. And then you've also got this amazing view of, I think it's called Place House. I'll double check that, but I've written about it 1,000 times, just can't remember right now off the top of my head. But you've got the church tower there, and yeah, it's just beautiful. We're just gonna do a bit of lifestyle content in here, and then I'm gonna head into the town, and hopefully the weather will be a bit drier and I can do a few walk arounds and have a look at some of the cafes and maybe do like a little reel featuring one of those. We really like to work with some of the local businesses and get some collaboration going on social media, because yeah, that really helps with organic growth. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna set up my camera stuff and then we can get going. Quick fit change into basically pajamas. Sometimes my job just makes me laugh so much. Basically, I'm doing like a bit of a day in the life, which starts with waking up in your beautiful holiday apartment here in Fowey, making a lovely dreamy coffee and relaxing, and then getting ready for the day and heading out for a walk and doing all the activities that there are to do here in Fowey. So yeah, I am in my basically pajamas, loungewear kind of vibe. I'm gonna go make my little coffee in character and enjoy my fake pastries. Can't believe everything you see on Instagram, guys. Behind every perfect aesthetic reel, there is a girl doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I mean, they look a little bit anemic, but it's okay. I can make it work. They're only really just to kind of be in the background. Excuse me, sir. Don't you know we're filming in here? Wow. Newfound respect unlocked for the bin men. If he's gonna make it, that is impressive. Cornwall Council, if you're watching, give this man a raise, because how is he doing this? It's like the most narrow street and he's reversing. That's honestly crazy. Why are all these people coming up here? Like, there's me being like, no one can come up on this private road. To be fair though, it is very private. That's literally like someone that lives here and the bin man. Now I'm just gonna get a little POV shot so you can see what's outside, and then I'm gonna do a few little bits in the bedroom, like waking up shots. I'm trying very hard not to get my face in too much of the shots because I want to basically give you the sense that you are here and that you're coming to stay here, but without putting, it's not about me basically. I'm just kind of like the model that makes you think that could be me in that amazing apartment. And I really don't want my face in it, so I'm trying to get the good angle. Loving this ostrich behind me. We're all wrapped up in here, so I'm gonna head down into the town now and see if I can get some nice shots of the views and the town without it being too grey, because yeah, it's been so hit and miss while I've been shooting in here. It's been really, really grey, then it started raining, then a glorious burst of sunshine came out, and that looked really nice because it came all in kind of like dappled through the window. I'm also freezing because obviously I didn't have the heating on here because I'm just getting content, but I was walking around in basically my pajamas. One thing about Fowey is everything is a hill. It's so steep around here and it really humbles you. I honestly get so out of breath just going up the hills. It's like, is this the same person who can run, you know, for 45 minutes without stopping? Who knows, who knows? Where did she go? It is pouring with rain again, so I think we're gonna have to call this one a wrap. To be fair, the stuff that I got in the apartment was so good and definitely needed, so that's refreshed some of the content for the interiors and stuff. And then, to be honest, I can just come back in a couple of weeks when, fingers crossed, the weather will be a bit better. All I've eaten today, guys, is 2 croissants and a handful of mini eggs. That is not a nutritious day. That is really bad. I have to remember on shoot days to actually pack a lunch or actually get lunch out. To be fair, when I come to Fowey, I normally get lunch in one of the cafes and use it as like a bit of a content kind of shoot opportunity as well. But today I just didn't get around to it, and then it's also out of season at the moment, so a couple of the cafes are still closed until like March, and yeah, I just didn't get to the ones that are open in time for their lunch service. So yeah, that's great. Love that for me. It's about 4:30 now. I'm going to drive back to Newquay, and then I've got book club this evening. So I joined a book club probably about 3 months ago now, and yeah, it's our monthly meetup. So we meet up once a month, and we have basically, that gives you a month to read the book club book. And then, yeah, we just meet up normally at the Headland Hotel in Newquay. That's where we're going tonight. And it's really wholesome. We sit around in a little circle and share our thoughts on the book. It's a very fun thing to be a part of, especially in the winter months when there's not a whole lot to do in the evenings. I find it really nice that once a month we can just kind of sit around, talk about books and drink hot chocolate. So that's what I'm going to be doing this evening. But I need to get back and have a quick change, freshen up, probably eat something more substantial than what I've eaten already today. So I need to get a move on because book club starts at 6. So I'm going to drive home now and I'll catch you guys later. Just off to book club now. almost 8 a.m. and I'm off to go and do some sunrise yoga. I feel like this is my little Friday routine now. I do sunrise yoga at 8 and then I bring my laptop with me and then I go and sit in the cafe after and do a little bit of work with a morning coffee, and it just starts my Friday on such a good note. So yeah, let's go do some sunrise yoga. I mean this in a really good way, but this day is kind of dragging. Every time I look at the clock, I think it's got to be later than it is, but this is definitely a good thing because I still have quite a lot to do today. So I'm really pleased, like, oh wow, I've got so much done already and it's only 1 o'clock. Well, it's actually 1:30 now. I have just got home, had a lovely time at SeaSpace. I sat in SeaSpace cafe for the first part of the morning and just had a coffee, and then I actually ventured into Tallow, which is their restaurant, which is at the back of the cafe. Because it's half term at the moment, so the cafe was so full of kids, which is totally fine. But yeah, I decided to go to Tallow because it was like a little bit quieter, and I ordered lunch in there. I got the Caesar salad. I wanted it with the chicken, but they'd ran out of chicken, so yeah, I just had it as it came. But it was actually really, really good. Really enjoyed that. And then I've just been to the co-op quickly just to pick up a few little bits, and now I'm back home. So I think I'm gonna make a cup of tea, finish off the working day, and then this evening I need to pack a little overnight bag because I'm going to stay with my parents this weekend. So I'm actually heading to theirs tomorrow morning, and then I'll be spending Saturday night and then Sunday at my parents' house. Last weekend I had a little bit of a wobble, if I'm being honest, on the Sunday. I think I just had too much time to myself, and I'm a very independent girly. I love living on my own and I definitely thrive with my own company. I'm really happy with my own company, and you guys will know that because I'm always doing stuff by myself. I'm happy to go out for lunch by myself, happy to go solo traveling, fine to live alone. I just think last weekend I had like 2 days in a row where I didn't see anyone. Normally throughout the week I am seeing other people, whether that's going to like a fitness class or co-working with my other freelancer friends or meeting up with friends for like lunches and dinners and stuff. And I don't always vlog that as well, so I think sometimes my vlogs can come across like I'm literally on my own 24/7, but sometimes there are like certain friends that just don't want to be on camera, which is totally understandable and fair enough. This weekend just gone, I did have like 2 days in a row, and it was Valentine's weekend, and I was fine, but also like if there's going to be a weekend for you to be alone for 48 hours solid, let it not be Valentine's weekend. So I made sure this weekend I basically had plans and can go and just stay with my parents for a bit, and that will be really lovely to have some family time. I think a few walks will be on the cards if the weather's playing ball. I'm not sure what the weather's actually doing this weekend, but I would like to get out for a run as well. That's what I did last Sunday when I was having my wobble. I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to get out on a run, because there's never been a day where I've gone for a run and felt any worse off than before I went for the run mentally. So yeah, I did a 7.5k, which is great because that's my longest run of this year so far. But annoyingly, I got home and I probably didn't eat enough before I went. But I got home and instead of like eating something immediately, I decided to faff around on my phone. Then I decided to wash my hair in the shower. And basically I sat down after my shower and all of a sudden I had the biggest wave of nausea that came over me. And all I can describe it as is when you get car sickness and you just don't know what to do with yourself. And it's that like churning feeling in your stomach that just doesn't go away. And it's not that you're gonna be sick, but you just feel sick to the pit of your stomach. And that was me last Sunday, which didn't help my mood anyway, because the point of going on the run was to make myself feel better. And it did make me feel better while I was on the run and the endorphins were flowing for sure. But my own stupidity, really, I didn't fuel properly before the run, was probably a teensy bit dehydrated, and yeah, just like came over with such sickness. And yeah, I ended up just like laying on the sofa for the rest of the Sunday, feeling really sorry for myself. So I'm going to make sure if I do any runs this weekend to make sure I'm like fueling up properly. I had a good bit of advice because I actually did a little shout out on my Instagram stories to ask if anyone else had experienced this, because I did have a Google, and it kind of gives you the reasons why maybe this has happened, but not really any like concrete solutions for how to not feel like that. And when I mentioned it on my stories, actually loads of other runners were like, yeah, this has happened to me before, and gave me some good tips. One girl actually told me to eat a fab lolly. That's so specific, but I don't need any persuading to stock up on some lollies in my fridge, especially ones that remind me of my childhood. Do you remember the fab lollies? So fun. I will definitely be getting some of those to my freezer. But she said just to have like a fab lolly or like a Lucozade Sport straight after, like the minute you get in. Don't even take your trainers off, like get that sugar in you. And then lots of people were just telling me like electrolytes are really good, and to make sure that I am fueling in the right kind of time frame as well, because I did have a big bowl of pasta before I went for this run, but in hindsight that was like 2.5 hours before the run. Then I was out on the run for a good hour, probably even like an hour and a half by the time I like made my way home, and that really is like 4 hours plus. 4 hours plus without food. So especially when you're overexerting yourself on a run. So yeah, that would be the advice that I've been given. I'm going to try it, and yeah, just make sure that I'm fueling my body properly. She says after yesterday's diabolical day of eating, I'm going to make a cup of tea now and get back to work and finish the rest of Friday. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am just having a cup of tea and some breakfast before I head off to my parents' house. I've actually decided this weekend that I'm going to do a little bit of a digital detox. It's a really funny one because my entire career is based on social media and I absolutely love my job. But when I really deep it, the reason why I love my job so much is because I get to be creative on a daily basis. I'm filming content, I'm editing content, I'm writing. I did a writing degree at university. I've always loved writing. And every day I'm flexing that muscle. That makes me really happy. Reason number 2, I get to work with an array of different brands, and that means that I'm getting to interact with all different people who own businesses. I'm helping them. I feel great about that. And I love building those relationships. And reason number 3, this job gives me the freedom lifestyle that I have craved for nearly 10 years when I've been working in corporate and clocking into the office, doing a 9 to 5, long commutes, especially in London. And now I get the freedom to plan my own schedule, work with who I want to work with, and that is just the best thing in the world. So for those reasons, I absolutely love my job so much and I don't want to change anything there. But, this is a big but, I do struggle with social media. I find that I get really addicted to it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm alone in this. I think the lines can get very blurred very easily for me when I am working on a client's posts versus when I'm creating my own content. I'm talking about my personal account that is public, that I do create content on, short form content. This is my long-winded way of saying that I am going to try and have a little bit of a digital detox, and I have logged out of my own personal short form social media accounts. So I'll still use YouTube, but apart from YouTube, I am going to log out of my personal accounts and see how I get on, because I just feel like then I'm not going to have any temptation to be posting stories throughout the weekend and scrolling mindlessly. That's something that I really want to tackle. And I think even in like a couple of videos ago on this vlog, I set myself like little challenges to get my screen time down, and it was really good for that week. Like I did actually get it down, but I'll be honest, that just completely went out the window the following week. I think I just keep coming back to this again and again. Like every time I have a little digital detox, and then I say, oh, okay, yeah, like I feel better now. And then the temptation to create more short form content and get that like constant dopamine hit comes back, and I'm like, oh, it's not actually that bad. Like I'm fine. I've got my boundaries in place. I don't have my boundaries in place. So yeah, I think I'm gonna see how I feel this weekend and just do a bit of like a dramatic, I'm logged out now. So if anyone is trying to get hold of me on Instagram, you can't. This is not anything to do with my business Instagram account, because that is something that has a very clear purpose. I need to have that in order to have clients find me. I've had work directly through Instagram, people discovering me on there. So that's going to stay. But my personal account, the lines are too blurred for me at this point. Like I do feel the pressure to have to make like day in the life content, or I don't know, just short form content that doesn't bring me joy. Whereas like YouTube has been such an eye opener because it's allowed me to flex this muscle in my own personal life,
creatively and curate this like kind of diary, like an online digital diary that I get to share with you guys. But I don't have the same like struggles that I do with YouTube, with like Instagram and TikTok. I'm actually not that addicted to TikTok. I don't really go on it that much, but yeah, Instagram it's really bad at this point. And yeah, I just think there's got to be a better way. So is this me announcing that I'm not going to have a personal Instagram account? God, that's scary. I don't know. Then I've toyed with the idea of like, perhaps I just make my personal Instagram account private, and then it really is just for me and like catching up with my friends. But I think it's more about who I'm following on there as well, and like just getting distracted and spending my life scrolling. And I just think the way to remove that is to log out and just not be on there. And you know, I still have to have the apps on my phone because I've got all my clients' social media accounts, but realistically I'm not going to be going scrolling on their accounts because that it's not relevant to me. And I've got my business account for like keeping up to date with industry stuff, which is really important, but there's other ways to do that too. And I think it's too much of a good excuse to be like, I have to be on social media personally because I do this for a job. Actually, no, like there are many people that do things for a job and then they switch off at the weekends or the evenings, and I need to be that kind of person. Like I can't carry on like this. It's just not healthy. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. I've just logged out of Instagram. I'm going to log out of TikTok now too. And then we're going to go and have a lovely weekend in the Lizard with my family. So yeah, I'm just going to finish this tea now and then we'll hit the road. The weather did cheer up for all of 5 seconds, but by the time I put my shoes and coat on, it's cloudy again. I just thought I'd get out for a quick walk. Been a bit rubbish at vlogging. I've just been really enjoying some family time and I haven't really been on my devices so much. I'll give you guys a bit of an update on where I'm at with my little social media detox maybe later on, but yeah, just heading out for a walk now. Getting my steps in and yeah, just trying to make the most of being in the Lizard because there are some lovely walks. So I think I'm going to head to Headland Hotel and just go and see the sea for a little bit. My dad's really into making his own bread at the moment, so he's actually dusted off my grandma's old bread maker and it was just kind of in storage, and yeah, he's gifted it to me. So we have just put on a loaf of bread each to basically test the old one and check it's still working, and then hopefully it will make a really nice loaf of bread and then I can take it home with me and start learning how to make bread, which is really exciting. It seems pretty easy. You kind of just put all the ingredients into the machine and then you put the right setting on, and supposedly in 4 hours I'll have a loaf of wholemeal bread. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but very wholesome Sunday activity. And then we're having a roast later and then I'll head back to Newquay ready for the working week to start. I am actually feeling a lot lighter since just logging out of my socials even for 24 hours, and I'm starting to think seriously about doing this a bit more permanently or like long term. I did think as well that as well as logging out of my personal accounts, they're kind of separate, but with my business account maybe just logging out of it on a Friday and then log back in on a Monday, because again that will kind of stop me from scrolling. Because what I found is that now that I'm not logged into my main social media accounts, I don't really have anything to scroll on. I don't really have any like temptation there, which is really, really nice, and I've just found myself being very, very present. However, I do think that I will struggle more when I'm on my own, when I'm back home, because I live on my own. Obviously when I'm at my parents' house there's a lot of distractions. There's 2 cats, a dog, my mum, my dad, and yeah, lots to do and like loads of people to chat to, and like yeah, just I think it'll be, the real test will be when I get home. But so far so good. I'm feeling really good about it, because I think, yeah, something does need to change, because I can't keep going in the same cycle of like, no, it's fine, like I can handle this pressure, and then like getting into a situation where I'm like, maybe I should delete my socials, and then I don't know, I just gaslight myself into thinking that I actually really need to be on them personally, when actually, do I? That's the question. There's definitely pros and cons to social media. It does keep you connected to people. Like, I definitely have people on Instagram that I don't have their phone numbers and stuff, but I don't know, I just think our parents, they coped before, and like, I feel really lucky that I am actually 30 years old, so I had a childhood without social media, whereas, you know, a lot of kids now, they don't really have a choice. It's there whether they like it or not. So it's always an interesting one. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about social media. Do you guys use it much? Like, I just think it's a love-hate, isn't it? I mean, even what I'm doing right now is technically social media, but there's something about the art of long form that I think is more creative and intentional. You know, when you're on Reels and you're just swiping and like the video immediately starts playing, you guys, yes, you are like seeing me on YouTube, but you're clicking intentionally to watch this video, and it's, you know, we're sitting together for like 30 to 40 minutes, like it's a longer format, isn't it? So I just think there's something about that I don't have such a problem with, and I'm really enjoying YouTube. So I don't really plan on going anywhere when it comes to YouTube, but yeah, I'm intrigued to see over the course of time how my mental health and how my life looks different when I'm not documenting things on short form as well, including like even on this walk now. It's just nice to know that there's no pressure. I'm not going to post any stories about this walk. I don't need to be getting content. You know, if I want to, I can pick up this camera right now and just have a little chit chat to you, and then I can just enjoy my walk. And I think that's where I want to get to. So that's my thoughts on it so far. I'll keep you guys posted.
I'm back home now in Newquay. We had a really lovely roast dinner that Mum made at home, and then I sadly had to leave and come back to Newquay. It's always really bittersweet when you have a really lovely place to call home, and I feel extremely lucky that I get to come back to my lovely little flat and my lovely life here in Newquay, but also it's bittersweet when you have a really fun weekend away with your family, or if you spent time with friends and then it's like time to get back to reality, I suppose. But yeah, I always find it really hard to say goodbye to my pets as well, because it's just sad. Like, I can speak to my family on the phone and stuff, but I can't really speak to my pets unless I'm at home with them. But never mind, not going to get too sad about it. I had a wonderful weekend. We also had our loaves of bread that came out and looked so good. I'm really looking forward to trying a slice of bread tomorrow morning for breakfast. But I am actually going to sign this vlog off here now, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. If you have made it this far, congratulations, because this one has been a bit of a like, woo, roller coaster. Like, 1 minute I'm just doing my job, the next minute I'm having some kind of existential crisis over social media. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you have enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That would mean the world to me. And yeah, I hope to see you in my next vlog. Bye guys.